morning, everyone. This is Jessie getting the monthly video out to you, and I know it's a little bit late this month, but oh well, it's been a very, very busy month coming off a tour and everything like that. So this morning I wanted to delve into, and it's a beautiful crisp morning here in Sioux Falls. I think we're at a nice 40 degrees, but hey, we're going to delve into a little aspect today called how surrendering can allows you a connection with the divine. And this is really kind of exciting because surrendering's been coming up a lot when I've been talking with people lately, and that's been a really hot topic, it seems like. So I wanted to talk a little bit more about that because the programming that we have and the aspects of what we think about surrendering is really I don't know, maybe distorted or maybe just had some really hard things attached to it. And I think that that's what partially makes it so hard for people, is because their perception of what surrendering is all about has been about this difficult thing, this aspect of failure, this aspect of loss. And surrendering has nothing to do about that. When we realize that the process of surrender is to actually connect with the divine, I think a whole lot of us would do a lot more surrendering along the way on this. So I have my actual little notes. So if you see me look down every now and then, it's because I'm checking those notes out a little bit on here. But when we actually look at the act of surrender, surrender means wisdom, and it means to act with wisdom. It means to come from a space of wisdom. The codes on it are all about our lessons that are learned. And so it means operating from lessons learned. How many times do you look back in life and go, man, if I had had the foresight, right? If I'd had the foresight, I would have known to take this action or that action instead. And that's kind of what surrendering is about. It's operating from the wisdom that we've gained and giving ourselves that foresight to make wiser choices along the way. Now, when we look at the actual act of surrendering, as opposed to surrender, and we look at the codes that are related to that, what we find is we find it to be about revolution. And there's a certain amount of upheaval and a certain amount of uncertainty that goes with that. And there's also an aspect of what do I want to say? I'm going to take a look at my notes here for a minute. Little aspect that can also be what's highly programmed into us, which is failure. And it's that failure piece that people feel. They feel like, man, if I surrender, I've given up. But what happens is you're actually stepping out of the competition. And see, when we're in competition, we have lost connection with the divine. And so it's not a bad thing to give up the competition in life, because in reality, the competition's a huge illusion. It's a huge illusion that we live under, and we have it in so many things in our life. And when we give up the competition, what we're doing is we're focusing on our own peace. And when we focus on our own peace in the whole, then we are connecting with the divine. So it's really amazing process. And failure, what's interesting about it is when we look at the codes to failure, it's all about responsibility, and it's all about operating without speculation. So when we talk about that in relation to surrender and in relation to this whole connection and stepping out of the competition piece, what we're going to find with that is that failure isn't about not succeeding by any means. As a matter of fact, here again, it combines the wisdom piece, and it's about operating responsibly. And one thing that we know, and a lot of people have always felt like, ugh, responsibilities, that's so heavy, that's that's not what I want to look at, that doesn't sound like much fun. But actually, it's the responsibilities that lead us to the paradise, as they say. And it's the responsibilities that also help connect us with divine. So imagine if you were programmed with the aspects that responsibilities weren't failures, but that they were actually your connection to the divine, that they were actually your key to blessings in your life. And why would you not be programmed for that? Why would people not want you to know that? Well, it's very, very simple, because when there are people that want to control you, when there are people that want to maintain control in this world, then they don't want you to be responsible. They want you to go out and charge everything on credit cards, and they want you to go out and, do all of these frivolous things. And it doesn't mean that you shouldn't have fun and enjoy life. That's not what I'm saying. But at the same time, if you're responsible, they don't have control over you, because responsibility combined with wisdom gives you freedom. And freedom means you're not under anybody's control, right? And as we know, freedom is a huge piece that connects us with the divine. When we are in connection with the divine, we have freedom. And that's a really, really powerful piece. And one of the big questions that people have, so how do I surrender? How do I go into a surrendering process so that I can make this connection, which is really amazing? Well, when we talk about that, a lot of it comes to looking at things and not trying to fight or resist what's going on. So as soon as we fight or resist, we're in competition with something or someone, as the case may be. And if we look at it and we say, okay, this is how this situation is, and I'm going to accept that this is how this situation is. Now, is there anything I can do to change it? Is there anything I can do to influence it? And most people are looking outside of themselves to make that change or to make that influence in things. And instead of looking outside of ourselves, what we want to do is look inside ourselves. Really, one of the most, I think, magnificent pieces that we can do in this life is to simply be us. Be yourself. Be your piece of things. It's not about being everybody else's piece. It's not about trying to force them to come your direction. It's simply about being you, because when you keep shining your light, when you keep smiling from the heart, from inside of yourself, then everybody else and everything else around you will change. It won't feel like a challenge. It won't feel like that heavy energy. It will simply change and shift for you. So that's a really huge piece. And then looking at it and saying, what can I do with what I have? Not what can I do if I had this or if I had that, but what can I do with what I have right now? So there's a couple of really key tips for you. I'm going to keep this short today and move on. But there you go. How surrendering allows a connection with the divine. Take care, everybody. Until next month, have a really great November or a really great few weeks here. See you soon. And if you'd like to find out more about my work, you can definitely do that. Check it out through my website at JessieAnnNicholsGeorge1.com. Take care.